Boom. That is a big statement from the Loons. A great game. Um, didn't get the clean sheet, unfortunately. The little handball by DJ that was unlucky, we'll say. I mean, when you're sliding, just try and block it. I don't know really where else you're supposed to put your hand, but I understand that it's not in a natural position. So I understand for the penalty call on that. But a great start from the Loons. We started the first 30 minutes were electric. We had the ball. Were creating opportunities, chances. We were lucky not to score from open play in that first little area of time. We really looked like the better team to start out with, and then Reynoso gets fouled in the blocks. Clearly a foul in the box by secret agent Ethan Finley. So shout out that boy for helping us out, even though he's on Austin. So that was a great start. And as always, Ray steps up, calm, cool, and collected, and finishes it. Stuver even guesses the right way, but Ray's penalty was just too hard to finish, and he really started his day great. And I have to mention how Franco was just an absolute speed demon going forward, pressing like I've never seen him press like that before in my life. There was something about him today where he just had a little bit of extra get up and go, because oh my god, was he running his ass off, like. And and it was all day. It wasn't just for the goal where they um dispossess FC Austin and take it away in their final third and just have a nice easy goal for Franco. But Franco was doing that literally all game, and by far the man of the match for me. I'll just throw that out right away. 100%. Everyone knows it. Was voted man of the match at the game, and it was by far his best game in a Loons kit, in my opinion. And it just continues his hot streak for Franco, and that just proves why Boca Juniors is kind of knocking on the door potentially. But I don't see there any way of Franco leaving Minnesota this year. So that that in itself is hopefully good that he doesn't leave. Third point I wanted to make was Benitez had an outstanding game after being a little shaky in Nashville defensively, but showing no questions of why he should be the preferred right back going forward. His attacking going forward is actually absolutely next level, and today his defense was at that level of his attack. He was compact, making interceptions, blocks. He was all over that right side, and was outstanding today. Going forward, attacking, defending, making runs, passing. He was outstanding. So being a little bit cautious on his defensive aspect over the last couple games, this game really proved in the end of the Nashville game what he brings to the team. This Paraguayan international is playing outstanding today. He was getting a little bit of love from the fans. Paraguay fans brought a flag and for the game for him and probably Luis, but he was showing them some love, taking some pictures with them, so that was really cool to see. And the atmosphere, the energy around the team is just electric. We're playing really good football, and if we just continue to be clinical in front of net, and even get some of these minor defensive errors, which we're pretty good defensively besides the penalty today. I thought Dane was doing a lot of punch saves and stuff, but was really good. Didn't have to do too much. The defense was really stepped up in front of him today, even though we didn't get the clean sheet. Played really good, in my opinion. But that going forward, like I said earlier, Drusy got the goal for the handball on us, and then Franco scores in the 62nd minute on absolute hustle play, stealing the ball, scoring, doing it all, Franco Fragapane. And another bright spot, Mender Garcia, our new signing, making his debut. Joseph Rosales came on and really impacted the game in 15 minutes, really looking like almost like a super sub-esque type player. Really hope we extend him after the loan. Will Trapp got back on the field, which was awesome to see. And Jonathan Gonzalez made his home debut in front of the Wonderwall and Allianz fans. So it was overall a big statement win against second place in the West, FC Austin, who is a very, very good team. Jerussi looks like to be the MVP front runner, unless Reynoso has something to say maybe about it at the end of the year. I mean, there might not be enough time left for Reynoso to sway voters, but there's still a month or two left until playoffs, so anything can happen. I mean, as long as we keep chipping away, who knows? We might blink and we might be ahead of FC Austin. They're got a good lead on points with us, but it was a great win. Hoping for some other results to go our way tonight. FC Dallas is playing, Real Salt Lake also are playing tonight. So with those hopefully going our way, we just got to continue to climb up the table. So I'm going to get into my player ratings, and then I think I'll wrap it up. So if you have any questions, shoot them into the chat, and we'll wrap her up here for a match review. In net, Dane St. Clair didn't really have too much to do tonight, but I'm going to give Dane a 7.5 for me, 7.5, 8, around there, 7. Gives up the goal due to a penalty, but adds some nice saves. So I'll give him an 8. Being generous for the win, maybe. But overall, good performance from Dane. DJ Taylor giving up the penalty, but playing out of position at left back, filling in for Kamar Lawrence, who didn't practice all week, and slotted in quite nicely. Didn't quite be as good going forward as Kamar is, but really slotted in nicely defensively, and had an overall really good game playing out of position, I thought. There were times where you could tell that he was using his weaker foot and wasn't quite as comfortable, but overall a good game, locking down Ethan Finley too. That was basically his job for the time that Ethan was on. So I'm going to give DJ a 8 out of 10. Overall solid game. Baki Debasi and Michael Boxall, a great center back pairing today. Boxall I thought was outstanding. I'm going to give him 8.5 today, and Debasi also an 8.5. Benitez for me gets a 9 today. He was outstanding at right back, bombing up and down, and defensively was by far our best defender. Boxall was great tonight too, don't get me wrong, but Benitez really stepped up after all those doubts of his defensive capabilities. So that was absolutely awesome to see. And he's really settling in quickly, which is sometimes doesn't happen with new signings. So that's just great to see. We'll get into the midfield with Robin Lod, who has been a blessing in disguise slotting into the midfield. I mean, going into the season, we really, really didn't know if he could play in the middle. Obviously, he didn't really play there much for us, but he's been outstanding, just linking the midfield, the defense to the attack quite nicely, making a lot of our transitions just so much smooth with his passing. So that link from him, linking everything together from the back to Ray to the forwards, it's really making our attack gel quite nicely, giving us better opportunities, I think, on the counter and even in possession. So him slotting in there, I'm going to give him an 8. I agree, NWB. You can tell sometimes he just wants to get going forward a bit, but I think he's really learned when he can and cannot commit himself forward. I think he's learned that quite well over the last couple months of slotting in the middle. So Kervin Arriaga also started tonight and had a little knock early, which really worried me with his injury history recently. But Kervin was great. Ran his butt off, was a little bit tired during the end, but was really, really good breaking things up and kind of helping Lod link things together. I think that might be the best two in the midfield. Our best two center or mid pairing might be Lod Arriaga. But I think we have a lot of options with like Will Trapp, Gonzalez, Rosales, even with when maybe the games come quick in the couple weeks when we have 3 games or whatever in 2 weeks or whatnot. So we have some options, but I think these two in the middle are probably our best two going forward. And defensively, I think they really clog up the middle. Jerussi was good today, but I thought the whole team definitely dealt with him and Fagundes pretty well, being this is a very, very good FC Austin team who's been outstanding this year. Bongi had a good shift, really good shift. Didn't get a goal, but really worked his butt off defensively, going forward, attacking, and he was just a workhorse of stretching that back line and everything. Couple times I wish he was just do a little bit better going forward, maybe picking out the right pass or two, maybe dribbling a little bit better. But overall, a good game from Bongi. I'm going to give him an 8. Go into Reynoso with the goal. I'm going to give him a 9. Not his best game, but he played great. There's a little bit 10-minute span in the middle of the game where he was a bit sloppy. But other than that, he was outstanding, linking everything together. Not my man of the match, as Franco definitely was my man of the match. But Ray kind of helped. His good is absolutely outstanding, and it's awesome to be able to watch him week in and week out. I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I think he's been the best player Minnesota United has ever had. And I mean, there's talks about players are always asked, so what player is underrated? I mean, I've heard Walker Zimmerman, Cole Bassett on some MLS interviews always talking about what players stood out in MLS that they really think is like people underestimate. And Reynoso's name has been brought up several times, and each week you can kind of understand why. Like every week you can see that he's the best player on the pitch, regardless of the team, even though the other team might have a really good player. Ray just dominates the game. So yeah, it's going to get a 9 out of 10 for me. Franco Francopane, like I said, man of the match. I'm going to give him a perfect 10. Ran his ass off. I said it once. I'm going to say it twice. Absolutely outstanding from Franco. His pressing was the best I've seen from him. Honestly, I can't think of a better pressing performance from a loon ever. Franco was outstanding today, and he got his just rewards with that second goal. And that was just great for him to see. You could see he was absolutely ecstatic to score that one because he had been running his butt off all game, and he had one or two other really close where he almost stole the goal from the goalie or almost stole the goal in their final in their third. So him getting that goal, you could tell that he was ecstatic. And yeah, Stuver, you could tell Stuver was getting very upset with his defense. They're definitely not looking to go forward when they're getting trapped. They kept giving him not the best of opportunities to have to try to dribble around a Minnesota United forward or make a very bad goalie pass. So Stuver is probably going to be yelling at his defense in the locker room for sure, because like NWP said, he's going to not have some painful memories of this game and the heartbeat butt clenches that he had all throughout the game. Lastly, for the starting lineup, Luis Amarilla I thought was good. Couple times where I wish he would have taken the shot, but where he maybe got dispossessed in the top of the box, but he was just trying to open up to give himself a better angle or opportunity to shoot. But Luis, by far, has been playing well, and he's been scoring goals, hitting posts. Just didn't get his goal today, but I thought he was in all the right areas, linking the play together nicely, stretching plays. I thought he played well. He did everything good just didn't get the goal, just didn't get his goal for the day, which sometimes doesn't happen as a forward, as a number 9. But I'm going to give him, being generous, I'll give him an 8.5. I wanted to say a 9, but doesn't get a goal or assist, but played really well. I'm going to go into the subs, and then I'm going to wrap it up there. Mender Garcia makes his MLS debut at home. It was a good debut. Nothing too ecstatic or anything. Just a nice, clean debut. Going to give him a 7.5 out of 10. Had some good stuff, had some bad stuff, got involved quite early. Yeah, a good performance. And Joseph Rosales coming on the 79th minute with Will Trapp. And Joseph, I thought, was a huge impact play, linking together a couple good counterattacks. And for the short amount of time he was on, I thought he really offered a lot. Going forward, he played a little bit on the wing and kind of dropped back on the left mid and congested that midfield a little bit. But I think he had the pass that was, I believe, I forgot who it was, but someone was a little bit offsides on a pass or two on a break. But I thought he really impacted when he came on, so I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10. Will Trapp clogged up the midfield a little bit. Going to give him a 7 out of 10. Nice to see him get on the pitch, get a little rust off and everything. And Jonathan Gonzalez comes in the 90th minute. Can't really give him a score, but if we're going to, it would be like a 7 for just getting on, winning, maybe a 6. Didn't really impact the game much, but really can't give him a score for playing 3 minutes, I think it was. But it was cool to see him come on. And yeah, that's it. And so we got another 3 points. Looking in, I believe FC Dallas a point ahead of us. And yeah, go on to, I believe, Houston at home next week. And like NWB said, come on, you loons, and we'll wrap it up there. So we go again next week, and hopefully 3 points. Oh, the fattest of dubs, says Nick Phillips, and that is true. But I'll wrap it up, guys, and thanks for tuning in. And thanks for tuning in. So come on, you loons.